Hey, hey, yo, yo, what's up, everybody? I am T Rook, and you are stepping into my very first episode of my podcast, Masc Off. And on this episode, I just want to tell you a little bit of my why I decided to create this platform. And this platform is really it's for everybody, but it's specifically for a safe space for masculine presenting black women such as myself to talk about the things that matters to us, and that's life and everything about it from the perspective of the black masculine presenting woman. We will talk about various topics such as politics, relationships, partnerships, health and wellness, mental health, community, education, employment, family, just culture, fashion, sports, and music, and just anything in between and outside of that. And I wanted to create this platform because of this personal experiences and things that I've been dealing with in my life since I have been open with who I am. And I think a lot of people miss those points that when you see me, you see my outward appearance. I'm already assumed. My preference is already discovered, if you will, because of how I present myself. And sometimes people stop there and think that's it. I know this person, and you really don't. You really don't. It's way more. As one of my, as my boy Optimus Prime would say, it's more than meets the eye. Right? It's more than meets the eye. So I am excited about this platform because I want you to join me as we go behind the mask and take the mask off. And I am excited about this. Doing this podcast, I'll be having various guests. Of course, a lot of my guests are going to be other black, masculine presenting, or some refer to themselves as studs. Women on this podcast, but I also will have other women of other race and nationalities, and we will do kind of like a little compare and contrast, if you will, of their experiences compared to mine, from privileged and culture and belief systems, spirituality, and how it looked for with them as a child and with me. And something that I also want to do that I think is different is I will announce what my next topic will be about for my next episode. And I want to give that topic because I want you guys to express your thoughts about the topic. Give me your opinions. Give me some of your experiences that you feel comfortable sharing in the comments. And I will use that and I will read it and I will bring it to the table. And I will give you a little shout out with whoever responds in the comments. And I will say who you are and what your comment was. And I will expound on that from my perspective. And that's really what this podcast is to give that safe space for talking about any and everything. But my first guest, that I'm not going to say yet who they are. I do have a special first guest on the podcast. That's going to be episode 2 that I'm excited about. And I want them to be my first guest because I think it will help with me, but help with my audience relate and to see how it started, or one of my factors of many how things started with understanding who I am. I know one of my topics that I'm really excited to talk about is like being misgendered. Right, and how that looked as a child. So I think my first guest is going to be somebody that's going to really help with fleshing out some of the negative and positive experiences that I have had in my life up to now. But give you a little bit about myself, to help us explain the why. So my name is Tiffany Rook. I'm 44 years old. I am a Libra, big Libra. We're going to do this. Big Libra, okay? And I am one of those Libras that am, I, 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 I see both sides, and I take different perspectives into consideration before making a decision. I can be indecisive, but I definitely have worked on that because I have learned that making a quick decision sometimes and not overthinking, you get further in life with that. That's just been my experience. But a little bit about me, I am a resident of the 252 from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. I moved to Winston-Salem to attend the luxurious, awesome HBCU, Winston-Salem State University, where the Rams hold it down. Yeah, that is my alma mater. And I went to that school. A lot of people don't know who do know me. I was a sports management major originally. And I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I want to teach high school English. I want to be a teacher. So I changed my major to English education with teacher certification. So once I would have graduated, I would have been a certified teacher. But I had a professor that really let me know that she was a director of the English department at the time, not naming any names. But that doctor lady gave me a hard time, and I changed my major to psychology, and I kept my minor as sociology. And I flew once I switched, and I felt like I was in the right place. So I did graduate with a degree in psychology with a minor in sociology. I also moved forward and received my master's degree in psychology with a concentration in mental health administration. So I know a lot about group homes, and I have over 20 plus years in working in mental health, behavioral health sector, from seeing troubled teens to troubled adults, and I've seen a lot, and that's definitely when I get to the mental health portion of my podcast episode, I will expound more on those experiences because I got stories for you. You hear me? I got stories. And it really opened my eyes to mental health, and really it looks different to a lot of people. And I will say in this moment that you know how he says a thin line between love and hate. There's a thin line between love and hate. It's a thin line between mental health and spirituality, honey. It's a thin line between mental health and demons. You hear me? Oh, I know I said something because I've seen some stuff. I have experienced some things, and I have been in moments where I'm like, that person is not cognitively impaired. They need the Holy Ghost. That's what they need. They need some holy oil thrown on them or something. But I digress. I would digress, but I just seen some stuff. In the school that I got my master's from, I'm not afraid, I'm not ashamed to tell you what this school is. University of Phoenix. Yeah, it's only because they got a lot going on. They've been through some things in the legal systems because they won't doing right. I say this. I have a company that's working with me in getting those student loans removed off my credit. So my student loan report. And I'm really excited about that move that I made recently on that. But I cannot take away from the teachers that I had when I was working on my master's degree. They were very intelligent, qualified teachers. The work that I did was definitely master level work. And I am proud of my master's degree, although I may not receive the response from different employers, when trying to apply for the various jobs that I know and felt that I was qualified for because of the school. So people out there that you watching, you plan on going to get a master's degree or a doctorate degree, do your research on your school. And I'm not saying I did not, but, just make sure that school is accredited, make sure that school is legit, and then they doing things right, because it can, falter back on you in a certain type of way that might not be the most positive way. I also tap dance on pursuing my doctorate degree, I was attending the University of the Rockies that was located in Colorado. And I enjoyed that process. And that was a deep process, too, because I got real close to the end, the dissertation mode, and I didn't complete it due to unforeseen things that was going on in my life. And I'll pause there because that's another piece that I would love to expand on when I get to the topic of education and what that looks like with being a woman that looks like myself. Because I would say a lot of people will look at me and judge and not see an educated black woman, right? They will see, is that a guy? Is that a man? And not see my intelligence as well. It gets pushed past. And you got to remind some people like, I got some sense. I might be humorous because my sense of humor that's me. But you sit down with me long enough, we good. I'm with you. So other things about me, I do not have my own children that I birth. I am a teacher. I'm an EC teacher, which stands for Exceptional Children. I work with children with a variety of disabilities, such as autism or learning disability, for example. And I work with them at an elementary school. I'm not in Forsyth County. I am in Guilford County School District. And it's a bittersweet how I feel about it. I consider teaching my side hustle because my main thing is entrepreneurship. I am a small business owner. The name of my business is called Rook's Nest, LLC. That's ROOKSNEST. And if you didn't know, now you know a rook is a bird. It is a type of crow. And that's why it's called the Rook's Nest, because the purpose of the business my vision is to provide housing for young adults after they age out of foster care. And I also want to provide case management and other services that ones need before they come out of foster care. And the specific population is for all youth, but I definitely focus on youth that identify as LGBTQ plus or rainbow, as I like to say for short, because they are the highest rates of youth that end up homeless, losing their medication, losing all the resources that they have been having since they've been in the system. After they get out of the foster care system, emancipated, they lose a lot of those things. And a lot of it is because of their sexuality. And it's hard to foster those children. Not hard, but it's hard to get people in place and keep people in place that is understanding of the individual and to try to see past their sexuality and see them as a child, see them as a person in need. And so that's the population that my business Rook's Nest caters to. But I am wanting to, save them all, save all these young people from homeless, being unhoused, and from all the detrimental things that can happen once you get out of the foster care system. Yes, everybody, you are seeing something real. I am bald-headed. I am. And I am bald-headed. I've shaved my head, and it's to not look like a man. I have no desire to want to be a man. I am a woman, strong black woman, powerful black woman. I have boobs and I have a cat, and I'm cool with that. All right. And this, my podcast, I'm going to be real, be open, and I'm going to try not to say certain stuff that's going to be too offensive, but if you get offended, you will be all right. You will be all right. Okay? You'll be all right. But that's something that I want to share. I have alopecia, and I dealt with my hair for a long time. I remember going through the the thinning process. It was rough to accept because, honey, I had the bangs. I had the curls, honey. I had the curls, the bangs, the swoop, the doop, the woo whoop, patty boop, boom, honey. But now, as y'all can see, I got the pity pat, give a dog a bone. If you don't want to leave it alone, that's what I got going on right now. And this is actually my second round of shaving my head. The first time I was living in Wilmington, North Carolina, by way of Bolivia, North Carolina. Yes, we have a Bolivia in North Carolina. And when I relocated there, it was for a job. And when they told me, we're going to move you to Bolivia, I was like, oh, snap, crackle, pop. I'm moving out the country. No, I'm just going closer to the beach. Okay. And so in that area, it wasn't a lot of black cosmetologists. And I struggled to find somebody to do my hair. Because at the time, I was, my hair was thin in the middle. And I was calling it male pattern baldness. Like my daddy. In the same spot. And my hair was just growing around the side here. And they would braid it down around the side, little swoop the loop the whoop. And I get my little sew in, my little 5B piece, little 2-inch little piece put in, honey. And I get my little back permed so it could be nice and straight. You know what I'm saying? It could be nice and straight and match the hair texture that I was buying. And that's how I was rocking my hair. But when COVID came around, everything closed. Y'all know everything was closed. Well, nothing open but mouths and legs. So that's all that was open at that time. And I lost the opportunity to get my hair done. And my ex at the time, the young lady I was dating, she encouraged me to shave it off. And I remember I went back to her home. I went and brought my first clippers. And I was at the house. We got lit. We had little drinks. We had little stuff, doing what I do at the time. And she shaved it off, and I felt liberated. Liberated, honey. And nobody really saw me that much because it was COVID. Wasn't nobody really out. So that was the thing with that. So this second time around, when I grew it out, and I grew my hair out, and I filled in the blanks with hair fibers, and I call hair fibers the sauce. I would have the sauce on, and I got tired of the sauce, because you got some wonderful content creators out here. One of my favorite ones is with Bryant B. Big Sexy, and I love how he talks about that in the forefront when he had his sauce on, the trials and errors that he dealt with the sauce. And I know there's one of them episodes in his show where his nephew rubbed it off, and he was so pissed. I think they was going to go out to eat or something, and he rubbed it off, and he was pissed. And I'm like, see, that's that part. You're dealing with somebody that might knock it off, or it might rain all of a sudden. And I just so much anxiety with just trying to look good and have the sauce. And I got tired of that shit. Like, I was like, I'm just tired of it. I'm going to shave it off. And I did. And it's probably one of the best second decisions of shaving my hair that I have made. And it's liberating. Do I miss my bangs, bitch? Yes, I miss my bangs. my bangs, bitch. My bangs, I miss my bangs. I miss it because I just like wearing it. I thought I was versatile. But there was a time that I was missing it because I felt like it made me more feminine. It made me, it kept that, oh, I'm a girl look. I'm a girl, And no mistaken, she got bangs. She's a woman. But I had to learn that I don't need hair to... Y'all thought I was about to sing, didn't you? I don't need hair to prove who I am. What's that NEI jam? I am not my hair, honey. I'm not my hair. For real. And this is 2026. There's so much you can do now. You can go to the store, get wigs and pieces and the little pontoons things and just all that stuff. All you can, and I think I might do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm planning on doing it one day, a few times, because I do get tired of the bald head, especially during this weather. Only reason why I took this off, I have my beanie on, honey. I have my beanie because it's cold. My head be cold. Okay, my head cold. So I do wear a lot of toboggans around this time. And I sweat real bad in my head, and that's annoying because it'll get like a little pimple, so I could just sweat because I don't have hair to block it like that. But anyway, a little bit more about myself. This podcast is like my second favorite, like it's going to probably become my number one favorite outlet. It's going to probably beat out my current outlet, which is football. I play women's tackle football, and I'm going to give a shout out to my football team. Where's it at? The Carolina Tigers women's tackle football team, where the coach is Coach Littlejohn, and his wife, Lady Cassandra Littlejohn, is the president of the Carolina Tigers women's football team. They are a 501(c) nonprofit organization, and one of the biggest faces of this organization is their women's football team, and we are tackling, busting heads, going at it, doing it big. And I am a D lineman or defense lineman. I'm in the trench. I'm a nose guard, and this is my second season playing. The reason what got me into football, I always kind of wanted to play. I always been athletic. I always been a tomboy. I played basketball. I played volleyball, which is my sport, my main sport. I was in the newspaper playing volleyball back in the day, middle school or whatnot. I did softball a little bit. I ran track. I was a shot put and disc. I just never did. I even did a goalie for soccer for a little bit. It was too much damn running. They was tripping with that. That was just that shit, jumping in. I'm like, man, what that shit? I just ready to bust somebody's head. So I started to play football in college, but I chinked it out. I got scared. I didn't want to do it, and I regretted it for a while. But doing team sports always been a really good thing for me in keeping my weight down. So, and just staying healthy. And then, so recently, last year, I was been fighting off that punk ass diabetes, and it finally grabbed me by my coattail, and I crossed over the levels, and it said, doctor was like, hey, you diabetic, heifer? Okay. So I don't want to deal with the things that diabetes can bring onto a person. If you can catch it and reverse it, flip it up and reverse it, yeah, all that. You know what I'm saying? My girl, shout out to my girl, Miss Yella. She don't know I'm her number one fan. Flipping them, so that's how I felt with diabetes. I said, well, I need to get into something. And I know team sports is something that helps keep me motivated to do. It's like when I was living in Wilmington at the time, I joined a boxing club. And I enjoyed it. It was women boxing. I lost like 17 pounds. Y'all can lose some weight just punching some bags, man. The running and the conditioning that boxing brings, it's on some other stuff. And I lost 17 pounds with that and a little bit more. But I joined the football team, and I love it. It was an unexpected passion that developed from that. And I didn't know I was going to fall in love with it like I did, but I did. And we're going into our second season. We're in the preseason now. Our first game, I believe, is April 11th. We got some scrimmages coming up in March. This weather here, we are experiencing weather because I believe my podcast is going to reach all over the U.S. So over here in North Carolina, y'all know what the news is talking about. We got the snow. We got the icy grip going on right now. So we haven't had a physical practice in about a week now, but we do our meetings and stuff like that. So I'm missing it in that level, but we're getting ready, and we're excited. We're gonna go get this ring. We are a part of the American Women's Football League, AWFL, and there's actually like 3 leagues of women tackle football. I believe one of the I want to choose my words because all of them are popular, but more of the more well-known one is probably WFA. They got like a sponsorship or a connection there with ESPN and all of that. I remember I was telling my uncle about me playing women's football. He said, I have never heard no mess like that, Tip. That's his little nickname. He calls me Tip. And I was like, yeah, man, women play football too. And that's one of the girls play football too. That's one of the initiatives of the Carolina Tigers. They have, go check them out. Check out their website, I believe www.carolinatigerswomen'sfootball.com. If that's not correct, I will give y'all the right one because I want to make sure I shout that out appropriately. The right website to go and check us out. We got a wonderful store on that site as well that you can. It's CarolinaTigersFootball.org. CarolinaTigersFootball.org. Check it out, CarolinaTigersFootball.org. You can go up there. You can become a paw print creator where you can sponsor players with helping them get their dues, get uniforms and things like that. Or if you just want to donate to the organization, because, again, it is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So anything will help with getting us to our away games. I mean, we're going to Florida. We got Tennessee. I know last year we went to Detroit, probably one of my favorite games that we went to. We are a second-year team. Last year was the first year that the Carolina Tigers played football, and we went to the playoffs. We went to the first round of the playoffs as the underdogs at that, and we made it there. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't expect that to happen, but it did. And we're going all the way this year as well. We're going to get a ring. So those teams that's in the AWFL, you come across my podcast, you see my big mouth, Big Rook, number 81, we got the ring, okay? We're going to be in San Antonio, okay? Shout out also to the AWFL. They started a great initiative, the International League, where they are connected with the Berlin, Germany team, and they are choosing players from different teams within the AWFL to play. And one of my teammates, number 14, Raven, she has been selected from the Carolina Tigers to represent the Tigers on this international team, and I love that for her. I'm gonna be up there next year. I'm going to Berlin next year. I'm going to put it out there. They're gonna know Big Rook, number 81. I'm going next year. I'm also a captain on the team. I'm one defense lineman captains as well. I'm very proud of that. I'm very honored to be a captain of the team as well. And when I talk about playing football, it just makes me feel so good. 'Cause it makes me feel more empowered. Like, yeah, I play tackle football. Women play football too. Yeah. I'm a woman out there busting heads. We out there doing it. And I love it. It's become a passion of mine. Like I said, I have a niece who's 5. Her name is Aurora. I have a nephew. He's 3. His name is Miguel. I don't have my own children, but I've been working with children over 20 plus years in a variety of capacities, from group homes to psychiatric facilities. They're called PRTF, which is a psychiatric residential treatment facility, where a lot of people that have to be in that type of facility are really going through some challenges, and a lot of it is trauma. That's one of the reasons why I'm led to work with foster care youth, because I haven't met a lot of foster kids that raised their hand and said, "Hey, I want to be in foster care." That's usually not what they want, and just kind of things that happen, unforeseen, uncontrollable things that happen. And a lot of that is behind trauma. And an individual such as myself, I've experienced trauma, childhood trauma as well. So understanding that aspect, I just want to give back. I want to give back to my community in a different way. And that's also one reason why this podcast is here, is to give back to the community and to talk about everything that is important to us, to me, that will bring awareness, bring understanding, bring clarity, bring maybe, I don't know, just talk about the experience. It may bring some closure to some people. It may bring that aha moment. Like, oh, that's somebody like that who deals with that too. or that's somebody like that has experienced that as well. I I do have some people that are a big dog in the influence world that I would love to have sitting right here with me or coming through via virtual. Yeah, I have many favorite. One of my favorite influencers who is a masculine identified woman, like Easy. I've been watching her for a long time. She's been doing her thing in the industry where she's probably one of the first open, because she consider herself, she say stud, so she does refer to herself as a stud, with doing jokes as a masculine presenting woman. And I would love to have her on my podcast talking about her experiences. T, where she's one of the group, they doing the round table, they crack jokes and be like, I would love to have her here. I forget the body. I forget the first part of her name. Please forgive me, but they call her something the body. She's that young lady that was on Madam Men. It's that, I forget it. I come back around. It's like I'm recording it, but I would love to have her. I would love to have her appear as well. Raven Simone. I would love Raven Simone to come up here. Honey, I've been following you since you was Olivia, honey. Come on through. I have people in mind, some of my teammates that don't know it yet. I'm going to ask some people, and if I don't come to you, it ain't because I don't want you here. It's just some people that I'm intrigued to hear their story and want to share their story, if they would choose to come. But I'm going to also say this. If you want to be a guest on this awesome Masc Off podcast, hit me up. Comment below. Email me. If you know my number, call me, text me, write me. I'm on Facebook as well, Tiffany Rook. Find me on Facebook. DM me, hit me up, and let me know you like, hey, Rook, I want to be one of your guests on your podcast, and you could come through. I would love to hear from you. But also, like I said, I'm going to be putting my topics out there before I do the episodes, so that I want to get your feedback and pull from your comments and your experiences as well. That you can. And build on that with you guys, because I want to share this platform with you guys. It's not just me just rambling and talking and yapping, yap. But I want to be inclusive of everybody. This is a safe space. This is Masc Off right here, yeah. And that's it. I think I'm going to go ahead and close it here. And I'll go ahead and end it with saying who my first guest will be on episode 2 of Masc Off. And my first guest, she's nervous to be here, but she coming. And it's gonna be my mother. It's be my mother, Janie. She's gonna be my first guest on my podcast, because I feel like to start this off, like to really kick it off and to get and just set that tone of perspectives, and to also, because I'm like this. If my mama already knows, I don't really care what nobody else say or what they think about me. I mean, when I came out to my mom, I remember she asked me, and in the next episode, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit, but keep you going. In the next episode, I'm gonna tell you how she asked me and what was going on. Then she was looking at me like, "You with that girl?" Are you with that? What you got going on? What you doing? Oh man, and it was it was funny, how she and what had happened for her to catch on to something funny going on around here. There's some funny shit going on around here, and when, it's like when I came out to my mother, it was like revolutionary. It was. I would tell you how I came out to the public. It was, and I'll share this because I feel like it's important because it's part of my why. My my sister was going through surgery. My older sister, she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So we was at the Comprehensive Cancer Center, and in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I don't know if y'all ever been into a cancer center. It's a different vibe. And their lobby and their snacks are on point. Emergency room lobby snacks ain't got shit on the cancer center lobby snacks. You hear me? Curry coffee. I mean, they look out for you because you there for the C word BS. You know what I'm saying? That bull, dealing with that bull. And they're going to make sure you comfortable. The seats was comfortable. Everything was just nice. But besides that, it was during that time that she was in surgery having her thyroid removed, and we was in the little lobby. I was doing some work. I was on my computer, and it was National Coming Out Day. And I decided that I wanted to come out. My sister getting that shit taken out. What I come out to? Everything's coming out. Everything's coming out. So I put it on Facebook, and I came out bisexual. Because I am a woman that have dated and been with men. And I do find men attractive, but they're not my preference of preferences. If we say, let's say that. I mean, they're attracted, they look good. And, but I came out because I just wanted to be, I guess that was still like my safety net. Let's just be real. That was like still my safety net of coming out of the closet. So it's like I came out the closet, but you gonna come with me. I'm gonna take this coat with me. Ooh, I like this fur. Yeah, I'm gonna take this with me. I didn't grab the leather jacket and just come out. I came out with the fur coat. I came out with the fur coat on. Boots with the fur, honey. So yeah, I like these women too, but I like men too, I guess. So I just came out with that. But that's how I came out to the world, if you say, if you will. I put a big old status on Facebook on National Coming Out Day, and it was really liberating. Of course, people was in my DMs and in my comments, but I didn't give a crap because you know why? My mama knew. My mama knew. My mama knew. My mama knew. And that's how I felt. I felt like my mama knew who, no matter what y'all think, and I thank her for having that open relationship with us where we could talk to her about anything, if she liked it or not, and she cared or not, in the sense of, she always been very supportive. You want to do it, then do it. If that's what you want to do, is what you want to be, then do it well. Do it good if you're going to do it, And I do it good. We're going but I'm going to keep it there. Keep it right there. But y'all, guess what? I'm at my time. I look forward to, continue with this podcast and this platform of offering this opportunity for women such as myself to share our experiences in our lives from our perspective of being a Black, masculine identified woman. And I will say that I don't refer to myself as a stud. That's not a word or label that I refer to me as. I just say, I'm Tiffany. Damn it, I'm not even too labeled. That's a whole nother conversation too. But I'm not into the label things. But to make others understand or to see me or have an inkling of, I say masculine identified or masculine presenting, or stud, if that's only what you understand as. But yeah, and I just look forward to what this would do, and so that's gonna be my first guest. My next episode's gonna be my mother, and our topic will be childhood. How do our childhood experiences or traumas play in? Do we feel like they play a role in our decisions to be in the LGBTQ community? And just to also just share my mama's thoughts with things and with the world. And if you have any questions, comments that you feel like you want to share about coming out with your mom, your or parent, auntie, uncle, granny, whoever took care of you, love you, hit me in the comments. Share like, hey, Rook, when I came out to my mom, I was 14 because she caught me with a woman, caught me with a girl, or whatever you want to say, or, if you have maybe not the best positive experience with it, because I do know some people, families do not take it well, and there's been disownership in some homes and stuff, and it's unfortunate, and I do empathize for those cases. So you want to share that too, from your perspective, and this is a safe space. You can share that as well, and just understand if you share publicly, like on my comments and stuff, I might randomly pick your response to talk about, during the episode, because it should be shared. It deserves it. I am fortunate to have a parent, my mother, not disown me. She might dislike it, because it's not her cup of tea, if you will. But I'm her child, and she sees behind the mask. She knows me with my mask off. She knows there's more than me that meets the eye. And that's why she's going to be my first guest to help me continue to set this tone, to set this vibe that has been created for me and for you. So I look forward to this, and thank you so much for tuning in to Masc Off, and I hope to see you later. All right? Keep it real, keep it safe. Peace.